Welcome everybody. It is Litecoin Lawton again. Once again, I am here for you. It is May 18th at 11 o'clock at night. The kids are asleep and the markets don't sleep. So why should I, right? So did you tell anybody to buy Bitcoin at 69,000? I just want to know the answer to that. Yeah, today's lunch. Do you guys feel like that right now? You'd have to draw on a little chicken teriyaki. My favorite is this one. The markets right now. The guy just his house just floats away in the market right now. I'm here for you guys. Be strong. We are in this bear market together. We will ride this thing, and we will make money on the way down, and we can make money on the way up. So, I think let's try to avoid this situation and pick each other up. And again, buy when everybody is fearful, when they say the death of a currency, when it's at hand, when they say this, it's at hand. I gotta stop. That thing was making some crazy noises. When they say a currency is going to zero, it's going to it's dead, will have no value by 2030. That's welcome SHIB to your first bear market and your first official death. I just wanted to give that it's actually time to buy now, so I just wanted to throw that out. This is also not financial advice. Some good news on the horizon for the economy right now is that China is actually kind of questioning zero tolerance and zero COVID policy. So they're starting to loosen up here. I could not imagine still being like in COVID lockdowns right now and with having to wear masks and all that. I could not imagine it, you guys. I feel so bad for them right now. And this is pretty bad. This is a lot more people than even California or United States for this. China is huge, so the amount of people and the control that's going on over there is pretty mind-boggling. The fact that they are still locked down is just super bad for the world and the economy and the shipping and everybody's interconnectedness of supply chains and all that good stuff. So hopefully this doesn't happen. This is from NBC, coming hot out of the news. Crypto crash, it stokes fear. So basically they're talking about how the crypto market can take down the broader economy. So I honestly, my opinion about this is that it's such a small piece of the pie compared to bonds and the derivative market. So I don't think crypto's tiny little $1 trillion, $1.3 trillion market cap is going to affect the broader economy. So is that going to affect the stock market? $27 trillion or whatever it is right now. I don't, it's a drop in the bucket, right? Compared to the derivatives and bonds going on out there. So do we have any news on the forefronts of the charts? Okay, I turned on the Bollinger Bands tonight because I wanted to see how tight this thing is getting. I would not expect the dollar right now to actually break this all-time high here. If it does that, it's actually kind of forming this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So I was kind of looking at this. It's got this head, and then it could do something like that and then fall. That would be a really good scenario for the rest of everything else. So we'll see how that develops. Bitcoin, we are kind of just falling out of this triangle I had drawn. It kind of looks like this giant bear flag, and then we're breaking out of it. I'm not sure if this is a valid pattern or not. This is just something I was sketching out here. I'm not real sure if that's a valid pattern or not. If this was a bear flag, the target is basically $20,000. If this is actually turns out to be a bear flag, and I'm on the 4 hour right now, and we are sitting basically at the bottom of these Bollinger Bands right here. So on the 4 hour, the daily looks a little bit, it's a little bit worse actually. It's sitting really far down on this Bollinger Bands. So I would expect at least a move back up towards this upper level here. So, or a break of this as things are going to start opening up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. The scroll doesn't really work on that. Litecoin. Again, we are. I do want to go into so Litecoin on the daily is actually starting to curl around here. I thought that Bitcoin was actually going to curl here, but this is why you have to wait for confirmation here on the trade, because this thing can just do a little like UE and come down a little bit lower. Everything does look like it's cooling off. So hopefully Bitcoin gets a move here pretty soon, to maybe cross over here. And give us a green candle here. The Dixie has given us a death cross already, and we're getting some follow through and some deep red here. The Dow Jones, I actually wanted to go on to the weekly, the Dow Jones, and I can make myself less Bollinger Bandy. I don't really want to see this one. So if it actually does that, I wrote something, right there for you guys. And that you probably won't be able to buy gold and silver if the stock market actually does this. So I just wanted to give you guys a reminder that money is actually gold and silver. To this point in time, if you want to pass wealth down to your generations, you buy gold and silver. I would not give them $1,000 because who knows what $1,000 is going to be worth. So even 50 years, right? So if you want to preserve wealth, we choose gold and silver. Bitcoin is becoming a contender, in my opinion, with its digital qualities, and digital scarcity is something that the human species has needed for a long time. And it helps with the double spend problem and fractional reserve banking and the corruption that has gone on for so long in this Ponzi scheme, this Keynesian debt-based society that we live in. And we need more debt. We need more debt, Jerome. We need to get those printers fired up here because a deflationary depression does not sound, or deflationary recession, sorry, sounds pretty horrible. So he's kind of painted himself into a corner in a lot of ways with interest rates and things. This is silver on the daily. So we are getting, a strong sell here. The MACD on the daily is actually doing really similar. Everything is kind of doing very similar kind of moves here. So I'm expecting a move here pretty soon, I think, in all assets and stock market, because we have gone down here for so long now. this is, days right here, right? So I don't even know how many days, but how many days is this? Like, it's almost just a straight month of every day a red candle on silver. So silver doesn't really do that a whole lot. It's not usually like, usually we get some sort of relief here, but it's just been this huge, massive dump to the bottom right here. So silver, I love silver, as you guys know, and I would recommend everybody buying a little bit of silver in case the the shat hits the fan, right? So I would, and also just because I think it's super undervalued and it's going to go to probably at least $1,000 an ounce, in my opinion, and we're sitting at $21 right now. So the gold to silver ratio is something like 1 to 72 or something right now. So my play right now is, you trade some gold for silver, and then when the ratio moves from back to 15 to 1 or something like that, then we trade some silver back to gold and get more gold ultimately. So that's kind of my plan. I probably always hold some silver. So Litecoin is sitting at the bottom of this channel right here, this giant channel. We have on the daily, we are looking, just kind of very similar to everything else on the MACD here. The price action, I'm trying to get something out of the price action here, but everything's kind of sideways, so we have to look at other indicators tonight. The biggest one right here is market cipher. This giant bearish divergence on the dollar. So I'm expecting this thing for the dollar to start cooling down a little bit, like kind of do, like hopefully it does something like that. This money flow, this green is what I'm talking about. This is money flow from other currencies into the US dollar. So hopefully that starts to taper out a little bit. Or at least, we get some follow through on price action here. This inverse head and shoulders, I feel like has a really good chance of playing out. But we will see. There's a lot of speculation out there. So that's what we do here on this channel. We speculate. And this is kind of like my speculation of the SPY too. So we could be forming inverse head and shoulders here. But again, this is kind of dependent. This is basically saying that the SPY, might go sideways for the next couple days, but then we're going to have a pretty big rally here. This is a 14% rally. So I would expect we have a pretty big rally in the SPY in the next, couple days. It might take us, probably maybe a week to get there, but I'm expecting a rally at least in SPY and probably the stock market, in the Dow Jones. I would expect a nice little rally here pretty soon. Things can't go down forever, and the market adjusts. And there's a tremendous amount of cash right now sitting on the sideline. So as soon as something starts to go, you're going to see this flood, I think, back into the market, right? With all the cash sitting on the sideline. So little Doge. Again, the MACD is still kind of opening up. It's looking worse on Doge. The market cipher, we haven't had any confirmed bullish divergences. The RSI here is pretty deeply in the oversold territory. So, Doge doesn't really like to hang out down here very long. It doesn't, it's an oscillator. and you use this coin as an oscillator, because it's so volatile, you hold and you just accumulate when it gets down here, and then just, buy when it gets up here, in these areas, these oversold on the RSI. That is how you do it. Digibyte right now, super oversold. No buy signals yet. We don't catch falling knives, even though you can try. I would encourage, if it's really below your dollar cost average, then you're kind of a buyer. Bitcoin is showing us that we're buyers right now. Digibyte, this, let me continue this trend line. It looks like it's like basically bounced on this trend line. That's pretty crazy that it actually like came down to this trend line again. Digibyte is just gravitated towards this thing. So this was just like some giant fake out breakout. So that's a little crazy on Digibyte here, that we still haven't gotten out of this, trend line since October. So we're still in this thing. This retest and hold of this, we're actually using it as support. So this kind of indicates that, we're trading below it, break above it, come back and test it like a champion, right? And then now hopefully we'll start getting some follow through to the upside here. And again, this could be a giant inverse head and shoulders here. I can draw it for you. Just, it can be like, we do have there is a tool here I can do for you. I have to get better at that tool, but that's kind of, something like that, like that. So ETH, is ETH still in this Wyckoff accumulation phase? It could still be. Like, we are looking like, I still don't rule out this pattern right here. It did go a little bit further than I would like to have gone, but if you go off actual candle body closes, then this spring still could be valid. This test is what we're really waiting for. The test is kind of like your buy-in point. So you don't want to buy on the spring, you want to buy on the test. So if this thing actually comes up here, and then back tests right there, right? And then chops. Let me erase this one. That's kind of like, so chops, comes up, and then we have the break of this previous trend line. So, and then it'll come back down, retest, right? Retest is actually, so if you miss it on this retest, you're gonna have another chance. You're gonna have another chance at this one for this pattern to play out. Let me know what you guys think about that. It does look very similar to it. I wouldn't rule this pattern out. The Wyckoff distribution actually plays out. It plays out a lot more than I would like to think it does. It's a very unique. It actually plays out a lot in cryptos, is what I'm trying to say. And the best example of it is actually this. I think Litecoin has a really good one. Can't really find one right now. I'm not gonna. I want to search around too much for it's basically this. So you just got to zoom in. So this is basically a Wyckoff distribution. And Bitcoin did a really good one over here. So this is kind of like this triple top thing, sort of thing. That's a Wyckoff distribution. That's the first time I've seen that kind of distribution in Bitcoin. So every cycle we get a little bit different. Last time it was a giant descending triangle, and then this one was like this Wyckoff distribution on the top. It wasn't really like a blow off top this time. Just kind of this like sideways action on Bitcoin, and Doge took its glory this time. So what happened? Doge. And then we had, our capitulation. I have to do I'm going to do a video on the market cycle because I think that that would be super important. Anyways, I don't want this thing to go too long. You guys have a beautiful night. Shalom. And I wish everybody a happy night. You guys do great out there. Make good choices. And money is not the only thing that's important in this world. So just remember that, even though let's make lots of money too. Yo.